I felt like starting with Oracle cards today, weirdly. Usually I just do the tarot, but I really felt called to use my Sacred Destiny deck, so that's what we're doing. The first cards, by the way, these just all jumped out together at the same time. We got pleasure, security, potential, success. And then at the bottom of the deck, simplicity. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It just stopped. I don't know if you can hear that weird buzzing upstairs. I don't know what that is. Anyway, the first thing that I was kind of getting when all these came out and I was looking at them, I feel like lately the theme collectively and for whoever's watching this, there's like this big examining of one's roots. Security for some reason, like especially because it's kind of like the caveman drawings. This feels so tied to like roots and foundations. I feel like lately, maybe if you resonate with this, you have really been examining your roots, where you come from, the roots within yourself. What foundations have you built your life on? And like with potential and pleasure and success, it's like, do these foundations, do these roots that I have, that I've built my life on, do they support my pleasure, my potential, my success, the things that I want in life, my highest and best? I feel like you either have been or you are right now really examining that. Like, how have I built my life? How, like, in all ways, like, mostly I feel like it's internal ways of how you view your life and yourself and what's possible for you. Like, maybe you grew up believing, or you grew up, maybe for example, you grew up in a home that was super poor, and it was kind of ingrained that, you know, you were born into that level that you were at socioeconomically, and that either it's impossible or it would never be possible for that to change, for you to be wealthy, for you to be a millionaire or something. Like, this really feels like the stories that you and your family tell around the campfire, that your ancestors have been telling around the campfire, things passed on from generation to generation. The last message I did was also, this seems to be such a big theme right now, generational stuff, right? This is like what your ancestors have passed down to you, what your family, you know, what you were conditioned to believe growing up in your family, the stories your family told that you continue to tell yourself. What do you continue to tell yourself that doesn't serve you, that conflicts with these, right? Maybe you've been examining that lately, and if you haven't, then this is your sign to do it. Really examine, what are the things that I want? What's my potential? Like, truly, like, what do I want? Like, I know, like, basically telling yourself, like, of course you can get everything you want. If you want it, there's a reason for it. If you want it, it's because your soul is like calling to it. It's because you have it in another timeline, another dimension, another vibration. You have that thing that you want. There's a reason you want it. You can get all the things that you want. Be open. Very strong. Be open to it happening in a way that you don't expect. That's for me too. Be open to it happening in a way you don't expect. Be careful you don't put your dreams and the things that you want, the things that you desire, even the things that you enjoy, don't put them in a box. Don't put them in a box. Don't limit them. Be open to there being things you enjoy, things that you love doing and are passionate about that maybe you've never even tried before. Maybe it's like a hobby that you had never even considered could be a career choice, or an alternate source of income is another thing I'm getting for someone. There could be something that you've overlooked as an option for a way to make money, or just a way, like if you've been looking for, you know, something, a way to spend your time and energy in a way that fills you up, that actually supports you and resonates with you and makes you feel good. Following your pleasure. That's a huge message right now. If you've been confused and you're like, oh my God, like maybe you're just working a 9 to 5, or you're just kind of going with the way things have always been, or the stories you've told yourself about what's possible for your life. But maybe there's been this voice inside of you lately that's been your potential whispering at you, like, you're made for more, you can do more. Like this, you don't have to do things the way they've always been done, the way your family did it, the way your ancestors did it, the way the world, the stupid matrix tells you the way things need to be done. No. And if you're confused and you're like, well, where would I even start? This is the answer. Your pleasure, your joy. What do you enjoy doing? This is very much everything I would say the biggest of this whole vibe so far, self-reflection. Self-reflection. Simplicity at the bottom of the deck. Simplicity and pleasure. Follow your pleasure. This is the simple root of this message. I feel like if you were here, maybe this felt like such a moment. I'm kind of picking up on somebody who feels like this is a momentous task. To be like, oh my God, like examine everything that my family has done, you know, the way I've always done things, the way I think things should be done, and uproot that for something totally scary and foreign that might not even work out. Spoiler alert, it will. When you follow your joy, follow pleasure, you follow what's in alignment with you. And I don't mean pleasure. Let's get this very clear right now. I mean this pleasure. Not dopamine hits. This is a big thing too. They want to say, okay, be discerning. This whole energy is about self-reflection and discernment. Whether you've been doing that lately or this is your call to do so. But this is coming through very strongly. They want you to use your discernment on your own life. Simplify it. They're saying, because like I can hear you guys groaning. Like I can hear some people just like, oh my God, like, oh, just rewrite my whole life and my whole brain. Yeah, like just casually. I know it's not an easy thing. I'm not saying it's an easy thing, but it's the only way. Like, do you want to stay in these repetitive cycles and loops where you're not fulfilled and you're just yearning for more, and there's just this potential, your intuition, the divine whispering to you from beyond? Like, you have to just do it. Like, it's the only end. Like, the only way out is through. So just do it. But they want to reassure you that it's not as difficult as you may think. Like, they want you to just simplify it. Don't look at it as, oh my God, every little thing in my life, and I have to examine every aspect of my life, every thought, every belief, every, relationship I have. But I feel like this is so internal. It all starts within you. Of course, the 3D follows though, of course. Like once you do this work though, it kind of just falls into place naturally. Like when you just focus your energy on yourself, okay? Simplify it. What brings me pleasure? What? And not dopamine hits. This is the thing. They want to be so clear. You be honest with yourself. Not dopamine hits. Not that Tinder guy who is, you giving you cuddles and telling you you're pretty and giving you dopamine hits. But in your heart, he's like, meh, he's not for you. Okay? It's like, meh, that's not the guy for you. That's not the friend for you. That's not the job for you. That's not the whatever. Don't chase dopamine hits. And this is such a personal thing. The biggest thing I want to say for this reading is take everything I say as a tool to observe and reflect on your own life. Do not take everything I say as literal for you. How does it resonate for you? This is such a big message about discerning like your own self, having your own observational skills, your discernment, your powers of discernment, having that power over yourself in your life, building that relationship with your intuition and your knowing. What brings you true, genuine soul fulfillment? When have you like laughed and smiled the most in your life? Try to find ways and things that you remember. Wow, oh, I remember I did that thing, that hobby, that activity. I was, doing that thing with these people a couple of years ago, and I couldn't stop smiling or laughing the whole night. And you're like, wow, I haven't thought of that in years, blah, blah, blah. Like, just try. And if you don't know, why don't you just try something? Maybe you've always thought about doing archery, random. Maybe that's a message for someone. Archery. And go to a range. Just do a drop-in thing. Just try it. Just try something new. I feel like expanding and exploring and being open to new things that bring you pleasure and joy and make you in fulfillment and passion. Like deep things like that. Soul-aligned joy. Like what brings your soul joy? Not dopamine hits. Be so discerning. You know deep down what's just giving you a dopamine hit and what's actually aligned with your soul, okay? That's the biggest thing. They want you to examine that. Your potential, there's success, like clarity. I feel like clarity is needed and you just need to simplify it. Yeah, and underneath, opportunity is underneath. There's something like, maybe you've been avoiding it or hiding from it. I don't know. There's like a moon energy, a darkness energy. Maybe you've been too scared to pursue this thing because you're scared of what other people think. I know. It sucks. I know. But those probably aren't the people for you. I also had some like best friends that I thought were my people. But then, if you really pay attention to the way that people make you feel, the way you feel when you're around people or after you hang out, do you feel lit up and filled, like your cup has been filled? Or do you feel kind of meh and kind of depleted and like, that's your indicator. Even if on paper they seem like a great person to be around. This took a turn. This is just going wherever it wants to go. If on paper they seem great, they check the boxes, that doesn't matter. How do you feel when you're around them? How do you feel when they text you? Maybe it's a dopamine hit, but then you kind of feel drained after, or do you feel confused? This is the biggest thing I noticed. If there was a little dopamine hit coming up to steal my attention, and I was like, oh, well, this is a nice person, he checks the boxes and like, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but why every time I'm talking with him and engaging with him, I feel like I start getting more muddied and confused about myself and my life path and about myself and my own energy. Starts getting muddled because I'm giving energy away to someone that doesn't actually serve me or align with my highest and best. And then it throws me off. And then I feel muddied and confused. There's a little example. It's very subtle. That's what I mean. That's why they want you to simplify it, because this can be a very, it can be really subtle. Intuition, the noise is so quiet and subtle and stable, but the noise can be so loud, especially if you have a lot of noise going on, especially if it's been normalized in your life. So be careful. Be mindful, not careful. That sounded ominous. Be mindful. Just open up your brain. Just like look at everything. Instead of being in everything, next time you're with that person or doing that thing, have this in the back of your mind and look at it from outside and be like, wait, how am I feeling right now? If you feel lit up as your authentic self, that's the right answer. But if you feel like you have to be someone that you're not around this person, or when you're around them, you have to have a mask or a filter, like to your true self, not the person for you. Do you feel confused? Do you feel kind of in the dark or like muddy after you hang out with someone? Not the person for you. Even family members, that's a really tough one, but if you have to start having boundaries with people, then you have to have boundaries with people. This was really serious and I don't like that, so I have a little positive affirmation deck It's not even like a deck. They're just kind of cards that have like little positive messages. May you find joy. So I'm going to give us a card. Wait, let me clear it. Okay. Let's end this on a high note because I know this was kind of serious. But I feel like this is so important. They were so serious about this message though. I breathe joy deep into my belly. Let's do it. Let's do it together right now. I tap into my creative energy. Hello. That's a little nudge for somebody. Creativity, writing, drawing. Just get a coloring book. Like, be open to something new that you haven't tried before. Maybe you haven't thought of in a long time. Get a coloring book. Get a little sketchbook. Just draw. Just create. It's not for anyone's eyes. It's just for yourself. Don't do it with the thought that it's going to be judged or perceived by others. Do it because you want to do it, even if it's messy, even if it's bad. It's not bad. You're expressing yourself. You're just having fun. Put on your favorite movie and just start doodling or something. Read a book. Write a book. Journal. If you've been thinking about writing a book, write a book. Even if it doesn't get published. But I do see success. Anyway, got thrown off there. They just wanted to get that out. I tap into my creative energy. I move my body in a joyful way. Hey, exercise. Try a Pilates class. Try a Zumba class. Try a yoga class. Just try something. You might be surprised by what you end up enjoying, and you might have a new hobby that fulfills you and fills your cup in some way. Let's breathe joy deep into our bellies together right now. Okay, ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, deep breath in. Hold it. Now let everything go. Do that a couple times. But breathe in, set the intention that you're breathing in joy and passion and creativity and fulfillment. And then just let go of everything else. And like go all the way down. Like do a big release. I just feel like someone needs that. I feel like you've been overthinking too much. There's such an energy of overthinking in this that they are such emphasizing. Simplify it. Whatever you're thinking, wipe the table off from all the thoughts that are confusing, distracting you. Wipe it clean. Simplify it. Let's start with the simple truth. What do you enjoy? This is all that really is. What lights you up inside? What aligns with your highest and best? What fulfills you? How can you do that? And what is possibly getting in the way of that? In your head, your beliefs, the people around you, the circumstances you're in, and then you kind of work from there and reverse engineer your life until it's the life that you want. It's a slow process. It is not as quick as I made it seem, but this is the way. Simplify it. Follow your joy. You got this. I love you.